and they're just screaming as loud as they can, and they win the National Spelling Bee. I admire those kids. I'm jealous of those kids. Those kids are wonderful. They're fantastic. And then they grow up to be creepy adults that want to become self-appointed spelling police. That's where I want to go next year on Richmond's Morning News. Again, 7:34. Super Dave Ayler and I, along with Gary Hess, bringing you everything you need to know. Either you wake up with us and you're ready for your day, or, take a chance and you're going to be playing catch-up. National Spelling Contest. Great. Spelling Bee. Awesome. Super Dave, were you any good at spelling bees? Because I was awful.
Not really. I wasn't terrible, but I was never the first one out.
Why is being able to spell a sign of intelligence in most people's eyes?
I don't know.
Does it make you really smart if you could spell?
It makes you a good speller. It doesn't mean you're necessarily smart.
But everybody says if you can't spell, then you're dumb. That's where I'm going with this.
Maybe.
Okay.
It can lead to dumbness.
Okay.
It could be a sign of dumbness.
Why?
Because then you can't. Actually, if you just can't spell and there's no you don't have dyslexia or something. If you have dyslexia, that doesn't mean you're stupid. But if you just can't spell, it could be a sign that you're dumb. Because you can't spell, then maybe you can't think either.
What does spelling have to do with intelligence? It's like everybody says the better school you go to, if you go to an Ivy League school, Harvard, Yale, one of those, or you have a PhD, then you're smarter than everybody else. I will tell you this, David. I know plenty of people that went to Harvard that are dumber than boxes of rocks, and I know plenty of PhDs that can't out-debate me.
And I know plenty of people that don't have a degree in anything that are street smart and
brilliant.
Some of the smartest people I know.
I told my brother works in law enforcement. There are people that are in jail right now that are brilliant. IQ off the chart, didn't go to Harvard, they're in jail. Does that make them dumb?
Just made them have bad life choices.
Bingo. So here's what I want to know. Does anybody else have an issue with this the way that I do? 833-804-1140 of the James River text line. I worked with a guy once. He was my boss. He was a jerk. I outworked him. I out-hustled him. I outsmarted him. I was really good at my job. He was none of those things. But you know what he held over the top of me? I can't spell. Like, Dave, I send you text messages. You could tell whether I'm paying attention or I'm fat finger when I send you a text message because half of it's misspelled.
Yeah, but some of that's just, just the autocorrect. That, I didn't mean to say duck.
I would,
it's stupid things like that. So it's sometimes it's technology, not necessarily the person.
Stop it. Second time you got me today. But I'll send emails. Here at this radio station, everybody's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I worked with a jerk that I would send out an email and they'd have a misspelling in it. And he would reply all to everybody in the company and correct my spelling in big red letters. Rich, just want to let you know you misspelled this. Was he trying to make me better or was he trying to embarrass me so he made himself better?
I would have just replied that I didn't know this was a spelling contest. And
that's why
I go, did you understand my message? That's the whole point.
But he did it to everybody else in the company.
He's
a jerk.
Yeah.
A big jerk, a big stupid jerk.
He's trying to, maybe he saw it as misspelling as unprofessional.
No, he saw me as a threat and he used it.
Well, then there's that too.
And then he got some other people. Hey, Rich, it's embarrassing that you're misspelling these things and not taking time to double check your spelling and grammar.
Yeah, I've been accused of that too. And I go, well, I'm doing a radio show needs to be on the air in 5 minutes. As long as as long as everybody understands what I wrote on here and they can talk from it, that's good enough.
Okay. 833-804-1140, 833-804-1140. How many people get annoyed at that? It's a Karen thing that will stand there and they will correct your spelling and they act as if it's the worst offense. I know I can't spell. That's why I talk on the radio and I'm not a columnist. But the fact that you take it upon yourself to be the grammar police and the spelling police makes you an obnoxious jerk. Or I would love to hear, I'm sure there's somebody out there right now who's offended, because I usually offend people every morning. It's not my job description, just one of the fringe benefits of this job. How many people right now think, no, I should be the grammar police and the spelling police, and Rich, if you send out an email, I will call you out. That's my job. I'm doing it like I'm getting paid. That's what this guy did. It is obnoxious for those people to appoint themselves to be the arbiter of spelling for everybody, as if it's their job, as if they were my third grade teacher and it's their job to correct my spelling. And when you get people that you work with that'll point it out in front of the rest of the company, are they doing it because they're helping the company, they're helping you, they're benefiting you? Or are they doing it because you're a threat, or they just want to make their pathetic little lives feel better? Can you tell I'm kind of bitter about this? Oh, it was awful. It was awful. Somebody help me out. 833-804-1140. 833-804-1140. People that correct spelling are no better than Karens that scream at you because you park too close to their car, or that you have one too many Christmas tree lights up, or they stayed up for an extra week. I think, you know what, Dave? The original Karens are spelling police. Those could be the original Karens, because people feel free to correct it. And if somebody were to take your memo and then circle in red and say misspelling, they circle it and put SP next to it, they deserve, I can't say what they deserve.
And I would just send it back to him and say, I didn't know this was a spelling contest.
See,
if it's an assignment in school, then okay.
Right.
But if it's just a memo going back and forth.
So if I did that to you, what would you,
the keyboard.
If I did that to you, what would you do to me? If you sent out an email to everybody and I corrected your spelling.
Well, the first time you do it, I just throw it in the trash. I wouldn't care.
That's because you're salty.
And then if you kept on doing it, then I confront you and say, what's the deal? Okay.
For misspelling?
Yeah. I would say, is my point getting across to you? Are you understanding what I'm saying?
Oh, you mean, no. If I kept misspelling to you, would you correct me?
Oh, no, I wouldn't.
Okay. But if I showed you up by sending, then you're salty enough. You just don't care. I will tell you this, folks, about Super Dave. Of all the people I've ever worked for in my life, he acts like Donald Trump.
No,
no.
There's just some things that
I got to explain it. Here's why I say you got Donald Trump.
We're running out of time, so hurry up.
Well, wealthy people have, I don't care money. They don't care what anybody thinks. They've got enough money. They don't care. You're the one, I'm telling you this sincerely out of the bottom of my heart. You're the first person I know that has that swagger of, I just don't care what you think. It is, I admire that about you. I tease you that you're salty, but Dave has a swagger. It's like, I don't care. I'm Super Dave, and you can go kick rocks for all I care. It's a superpower you have.
No, I wouldn't say I'm that way, because I can take criticism. I'm okay with it, but
you are. But you got a swagger. Nothing ruffles your feathers.
No,
that's why you're very good at your job.
It's water off my back. No,
that's and I admire that, and I think that's something I'd like to emulate more. But back to what we're talking about. Is it obnoxious for somebody to correct your spelling? And if you're that person that wants to correct everybody's spelling, why? Who appointed you to be the spelling police? Who appointed you to be that? You are the OG Karen. 833-804-1140. 833-804-1140. They drive me crazy. And it's obnoxious, and I know I can't spell. I apologize for it. But for you to point it out is just obnoxious. And there should be some kind of special punishment for you, like you got to park on the other side of the building away from everybody else and stand there in shame for making us all feel bad. That's what I think. Although I will tell you, Dave, one more point. I know Dave's rolling his eyes at me. I'll come back to this point. Let me just tell you today's program